Hello everyone. This is the last lesson in geometry. Angles of tangency. What the meaning of angle of tangency? The angle of tangency is an angle, the union of two rays, one of them is the tangent of the circle and the other is a chord of a circle passing through the point of tangency. Here we have CAB is angle of tangency. The union of two rays here, as we said, one of them is the tangent of the circle AC and the other is a chord of a circle passing through the point of tangency, which is AB. So we have here angle BAC is angle of tangency. What is the relation between the angle of tangency and the opposite arc? We have here the measure of the angle of tangency, measure of angle BAC equals half the measure of the arc AB. Okay, so we have here the angle of tangency, as we said, angle, the union of two rays, one of them is the tangent of the circle and the other is a chord of a circle passing through the point of tangency, and its measure equals half the measure of the opposite arc. Okay, we have theorem, and here before the theorem, if we have the measure of this angle equals half the measure of the arc, it means AC is a tangent. Okay, we have here vice versa. If we have a tangent, so the measure equals half the measure of the arc. If we have the measure equal the measure of the arc, so we get AC is a tangent. We have theorem. The measure of the angle of tangency equal the measure of the inscribed angle subtended by the same arc. It means here measure of angle BAC, its arc here is AB. What is the inscribed angle subtended by the same arc? Here measure of angle BGA. So they are equal in measure. So measure of angle BAC equals measure of angle BGA. Here we have angle of tangency and inscribed angle subtended by the same arc. We have some corollaries. The measure of the angle of tangency equals half the measure of the central angle subtended by the same arc. Of course, as we said, the measure of the inscribed angle equals the measure of angle of tangency. So the measure of angle of tangency equals half the measure of central angle as the inscribed angle. They are equal. So here we have the measure of angle of tangency equal half the measure of central angle, and the measure of central angle twice the measure of angle of tangency. So here measure of angle BAC equals half measure of angle BMA. As we said, angle of tangency and central angle subtended by the same arc. We have some examples. Number one, here number one is complete, okay, without proof. We want to get the measure which denoted by question mark. Okay, the first one, we have here BAC 65 and we want to get measure of angle D. It's very easy. Measure of angle BAC equals measure of angle D, Y, inscribed and tangency angles subtended by the same arc, which is AB. So measure of angle D equals also 65. The second one, also it's very easy. We have here central angle 110 and we want to get BAC. BAC here angle of tangency. So its measure equal half the measure of the central angle. So measure of angle BAC equals half measure of angle AMB. So half times 110 equals 55 degrees. Also, angle of tangency and central angle subtended by the same arc. What about number 3? We have here central angle 120, and we want to get this angle of tangency BAC, but BAC and BMA not subtended by the same arc. How can I solve it? First of all, we have measure of angle BMA 120, so the measure of arc AB also equals 120. And as we said, the measure of the circle equals what? 360. Here, this circle divided in two arcs, AB and AB minor and AB major. So the measure of the major AB equals 360 minus 120. It means the major AB equals 240 degree. So BAC is angle of tangency, and its measure equal half the measure of BE. Okay, so here first, since measure of angle BMA equals measure of arc AB equals 120. Therefore, measure of major AB equals 360 degree minus 120, it means 140 degree. So since measure of angle BAC equals half the measure of the major arc AB, so half times 240 degree equals 120. Okay, the second example, we have here AB and AC are two tangents, and measure of angle BDC 65, measure of angle E 115. We want to get measure of angle A. First, we have here, as we said, AC is a tangent. So we have here BCA is angle of tangency equals what? Equals half the measure of BC and equals the measure of the inscribed angle subtended by the same arc. So here it's inscribed angle BDC. So measure of angle BCA equals measure of angle BDC. Inscribed angle and angle of tangency subtended by the same arc. Let's write it first. Since AC is a tangent, we get measure of angle ABC measure of angle ACB equals measure of angle BDC equals 65. Why? Angle of tangency and inscribed angle subtended by the same arc. Okay, and since AB and AC are two tangents, what did you notice here? We get AB equals AC, as we said in the previous lesson. So the triangle here will be an isosceles triangle. So the two basis angles are equal. Measure of angle ACB, we get 65. So ABC also is 65. How to get measure of angle A? 180 minus 65 plus 65. So here, therefore, measure of angle ACB equals measure of angle ABC equals 65. So measure of angle A equals 180 degrees minus 65 plus 65, which is 50 degrees. And this is the first required. Okay, the second one, we want to prove that BC is bisect angle ABD. ABD. It means we want to prove that measure of angle ABC equals measure of angle BDC, DBC. So we want to get the measure of DBC. Okay, it's very easy. We have here B, C, E, D is a cyclic quad. Why? Their four vertices lies on the circle. So each two opposite angles are supplementary. So measure of angle DEC plus measure of angle CBD equals 180. So to get the measure of CBD equals 180 minus 115. So here, since the figure BCED is a cyclic quad. Why? Because the four vertices lies on the circle. So we get measure of angle E plus measure of angle CBD equals 180 degree. So therefore measure of angle CBD equals 180 minus 115 equals 65. Okay, so from 102, here let's eat number 1 and here is number 2. So from 1 and 2 we get measure of angle ABC equals measure of angle DBC equals 65. So BC is bisect the angle ABD. Okay, thank you.